Forest. Meanwhile, newly promoted Oxford came brightly to the First Division. They certainly conceded plenty of goals, and they scored quite a few as well and gave good value for money. Now they're at home to Luton Town.
Aldridge. Volleyed away by Foster and headed on by Nwajobi. Luton have lost their last 3 away games, but they've been piecing together results on home territory, and Harford's in at the near post and couldn't thread it past Hardwick. So far, Oxford haven't come to grips with this man, Nick Harford, twice in the opening minute and a half, finding himself in positions of potential danger to the Oxford goal. But sweeping his shot at the near post then, he found Hardwick in the way. The tall figure of Mitchell Thomas has made his way up towards the near post. Priest with the corner. Nwajobi got his head to it. Here is Thomas, out by Slatter, as far as Ricky Hill. A very positive start from Luton Town. Hebbard's touch. Now Hill. Breaker. And Peter Nicholas unable to control, taken from him by Hebbard. And Rhodes-Brown finding some space. Aldridge waiting in the middle. And here's Thomas. And off the inside of the post. And back to a very grateful Les Seeley. Andy Thomas thwarted. Rhodes-Brown played in the cross, aiming for John Aldridge. Aldridge flung himself at it, and it rolled invitingly for Andy Thomas, but it hit the post and stayed out. Steen hesitated, and Slatter came through unattended. Steen now, and again, just a little flat-footed. And Thomas is onside. Luton caught square, and Thomas is denied again. He can't believe it. He threw a clever dummy to the goalkeeper, but the angle was too tight for him. And Oxford cannot believe that they're not yet in the lead. Nicholas. But Luton was certainly caught in a line at the back as they tried to play offside, as they did then more successfully. And Andy Thomas was on his way. Well, Harford made no real attempt to play the ball. Halfway through the first half, and both sides showing plenty of willingness to attack. And in the sunshine, a very pleasant sight, the manor ground at Oxford. Harford. Here's Steen, yes! Well, they've ridden their luck at the other end, but the initial threat of Harford in the air, a problem for Oxford, and as the ball dropped, Steen wasted no time. Here's Phillips, no foul. There's Phillips in the centre of Oxford's midfield with John Truick injured. And referee Ray Lewis has gone across on the request of the linesman. Well, the message angle over there involving Mitchell Thomas. And the referee wanted to let play go on because Les Phillips was bursting through. But the linesman was concerned that Ray Lewis should know exactly what had happened. And John Aldridge spoken to as well. And certainly Thomas had his name taken, and maybe Aldridge alongside him. So after all that, well, it could be more serious. They're making their way off. John Aldridge and Mitchell Thomas, on the advice of the linesman, and even the players are asking exactly what happened. Peter Nicholas has come across to talk to the bench, but the referee has sent off a player from each side, Thomas and Aldridge. And there's no doubt that the linesman with the red flag, John Biddle, was a central figure in that decision. Langan. Houghton has got the better of Nicholas. Thomas in the middle, here's Thomas! So often you say that a touch would be enough, but on that occasion for Andy Thomas it wasn't enough. The goal was gaping. Houghton was away. And Seeley had committed himself off his line. Thomas got in front of him, but lifted it over the top. Phillips. Robbed by Hill. Problems for Oxford United now. 4 forward for Luton. Steen is one, and Hardwick knew nothing about it. It struck his shoulder before he had a chance to raise an arm. Priest. Well, Brian Steen finding the venom in the shot that took Hardwick totally by surprise. Phillips. Hebbard and Briggs and Nicholas with the goalkeeper committed behind him. The clearance certainly fell as far as Houghton. And Briggs. And Rhodes-Brown, I don't think, went in with the conviction that the ball would actually drop over the defender for him to make contact with his head. It was a tremendous knockback by Gary Briggs. Rhodes-Brown, though, couldn't finish it off, and that's been the story for Oxford United. Rhodes-Brown. Hebbard, yes! They have found a way through. And it was Trevor Hebbard springing from midfield with 2 minutes remaining. They've taken their time trying to solve the dilemma of compensating for the absence of John Aldridge. But Peter Rhodes-Brown floated it in, and Hebbard timed his run perfectly and timed his header superbly.
1-1.